Hello, everybody, and welcome to the seventh episode of the second season of Kings Connected. My name is Dylan Baker. In our last episode, we talked to Jackson McElwain, who was re-signed with the Camoka Kings for next year after not having played really the season prior due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He's geared up. He's ready to go for year two or year one, depending on the way you look at it, in a Kings uniform. Today, we'll talk to a guy who was just recently drafted in the OHL draft by the London Knights in the fifth round, 96th overall. It's winger Kaeden Johnston. Kaeden will be with the Camoka Kings for this season. He is signed with the club. He's very excited to get going. I'm very excited to get a chance to talk to him. Without further ado, let's bring him in. Here is Kaeden Johnston. Joining me now is Kaeden Johnston, the fifth round draft choice of the London Knights during the OHL draft. Kaeden, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Diving right into things, you spent your last few seasons in minor hockey with the Central Ontario Wolves and the Peterborough Petes AAA programs. What were those organizations like?
Well, I think Central Ontario, I was blessed to have two very good coaches who utilized me a lot to help develop my game. And for Peterborough, with the strange season we had, they gave us as much opportunity as we could and developed us to be great players.
Obviously, definitely tough to get some reps in that strange year that was last year due to the pandemic, but drafted in the OHL draft, you must have been doing something right out in Peterborough, and that playing time that you talked about with Central Ontario can be so huge to develop a player, and we're glad to see that it's helped you. In the 2021 OHL draft, the London Knights chose you in the fifth round, 96th overall. Walk us through what that experience was like for you.
Just such a surreal moment. You work your whole life to make it to the OHL. It's a dream come true, huge honor. Family was super excited to hear the name called, and just a complete honor.
That's awesome. So moving to the Kings for next year, what expectations do you have for yourself and the team?
I want to be a role player right away. I want to be able to come into the team and do as much as I can to help the team win, and I hope to be on a winning team.
For sure. In the year ahead, what kind of play style can fans expect from Kaeden Johnston in a Kings uniform, and then in the future in a London Knights uniform?
I think both teams are going to get a fast, explosive player who uses his speed to create offensive opportunities for his teammates and himself.
In reading scouting reports about you, we see the speed is often an attribute that's talked about, so huge in today's game, and we're glad that you use it to your benefit. What are some of the things that you feel like you were able to improve upon in the strange season that was last year?
Definitely a strange season, but I think, lots of reps because not many games. For the games we did have, it was great, and I think we had the most opportunity possible.
Is there a guy that you really like watching play, Kaeden, or that you model your game after?
I'm going to say Kyle Connor. He's also a fast winger who can put the puck in the net.
Definitely a very talented player for the Winnipeg Jets, has certainly emerged over the last few years as well. What did you take away from your coaches last year? And what do you expect the Kings coaching staff can bring to your game as you move to the junior level?
I think I took away that to value my skill on the ice and play a high-tempo game the whole game. And I hope the Kings can develop my game to reach that next level.
Continuing to develop your already solid skill set is one of the reasons you're here with Camoka, so I'm sure the coaching staff will be determined to do just that. Recently, the Kings preseason schedule was announced. Obviously, you're going to London Knights camp. The home opener for the Kings is September 25th. A lot of hockey beginning in a short period of time. How excited are you to get back on the ice and get into game action?
Oh, I'm super excited, especially, coming in as a rookie. I can't wait to play that first game, have my family watch, and it'll be another dream come true for sure.
That's awesome. I'm sure as a player, you're very excited to get back to, consistent games again, hopefully after last year where you weren't really sure if you're going to get to play a month from when you were. So hopefully a more consistent schedule this year, and it'll be tougher, I'm sure, at the junior level, but it's certainly one that you will be able to excel at. Finally, do you have any goals set for yourself this upcoming season?
Like I said, I want to be a role player. I want to keep developing my game, get to the best potential I can possibly be, and go out there and win.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining the show today, Kaeden.
Thank you very much.
That was my interview with Kaeden Johnston, a forward who was signed with the Camoka Kings for this year after being drafted by the London Knights in the fifth round, 96th overall in this year's Ontario Hockey League draft. Kaeden mentioned that his speed is a major benefit to his game, and it's one of the reasons for his success out there on the ice. If you do a little bit of reading on Kaeden Johnston online, or if you talk to Kings GM Rube Tennant, assistant GM Ray Giffen, or the coaching staff, Mike Riatti, Adam Casey, and even Dave McDonald, the goalie coach, I'm sure they'll mention his speed to you because it is so huge for his success. He's got a way of using that speed when he's out there on the ice to score goals and contribute on both ends of the ice, defensively and offensively. He talked about how he wants to be a major role player in his first year with the Kings. He wants to help this team get a winning season in the Western Conference of the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League this year. The Kings, at the time of this release, are 2 games into the preseason, 1 at home. The next preseason home game is Tuesday, September 7th. You can get your tickets at the door. Adults are $5. That's for people 12 and up. 12 and under, they get in free. Remember, if you are planning on coming to the Camoka Kings game, whether it's in the preseason or into the regular season this year, you'll need to fill out your self-assessment. That can be found online on the Camoka Kings website at camokakings.com and will be on all game day posts on Kings social media. We thank you all very much for watching, and we'll talk to you again later this week with an 8th episode of the second season of Kings Connected.